Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders seem to be getting into a kerfuffle. And, I find this fascinating. Because basically what Bernie said, and I'm going to play the clip for you in just a second, but basically what Bernie said is that, there's people who are supporting Trump because when people feel like they are economically under attack, they look for somebody who's the attacker, right? Why have I lost my job? Why did my factory go to Mexico? Why can't I get, the kind of job that my dad had, a good factory job that pays well and has a pension or even any kind of job? But, what happened to all that stuff? And Trump says, it was those Mexicans. And it's kind of a variation on Hitler saying it was those Jews. I realize I'm breaking Godwin's law, but I think it's essentially the same thing. And or Mussolini saying it's those communists, or Franco saying it's those nationalists, the people who want, basically the socialists. And no. So, and there's even, some anti-Sanders Democratic partisans who are saying, what? Bernie Sanders is reaching out to Trump voters? He must be a racist himself. Yeah, right. I mean, I've seen this meme 3 or 4 times now on bulletin boards for people who support somebody other than Bernie Sanders for the Democratic primary. And I think it's really, really sad. Here's what Bernie actually said. This was on, Face the Nation. That's the CBS show, right? Yeah. Here we go, Jim. Here it is.
What I'm suggesting is that what Trump has done with some success is taken that anger, those fears, which are legitimate, and converted them to be into anger against Mexicans, anger against Muslims. And in my view, that is not the way we're going to address the major problems facing our country. The way we address them is we bring our people together. We demand that Congress passes legislation which creates millions of decent paying jobs, raises the minimum wage, pay equity for women, making college affordable for all. And those are the ways, I think, that we improve lives for our people, not by dividing us up and having us hate Mexicans or Muslims.
This was all in the context of Bernie saying that he could bring in Trump voters, and he can. I can tell you, having lived a decade in Vermont and seen Bernie pull this off. I mean, it was really quite remarkable. He consistently gets 20% roughly of the Republican vote, and a large chunk of he won the Senate by 71 or 72% the last time against a well-funded, a multi-million-dollar campaign run by a Republican candidate, and Bernie didn't run a single television ad, not one. And you don't win with that kind of percentage of the vote. And Vermont is not, a liberal bastion, as some have said. Arguably, Burlington, its largest city, which is a college town, is pretty liberal. And Montpelier, which is the state capital, is fairly liberal. You could say the same thing of Austin, Texas, the state capital, fairly liberal. But in an otherwise red state. But most of Vermont is rural. Most of Vermont is low income, and most of Vermont is fairly conservative. And I don't know if it's most, but a good chunk of it. And Bernie has really changed those politics. So that is going on. There is and the outrage. How dare you say you'll take Trump's voters? Well, yeah, that's what you want. I mean, if you don't have Trump's voters, and Bernie can do it. He can actually do it, and will do it. To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.